Access a value defined in the application.properties file in Spring Boot. Here is your same structured beginner-friendly content for access a value defined in application.properties in Spring Boot. Beginner, intermediate level. Configuration management. Introduction. In a Spring Boot application, configuration values are often stored in application.properties, application.yml. These values are used for database configuration, API keys, custom application settings, environment-specific values. To use these values in your code, you need to access them properly. What is application.properties? Application.properties is a configuration file used to define key value pairs. Example app name is my app. App version is 1.0, server port 8080. In simple terms, application.properties equals external configuration for your application. Why access properties in code? You need to access values when displaying configuration in UI, using API keys, reading custom settings, configuring services dynamically. Example concept. Config file means read value, means use in application. Ways to access properties in Spring Boot. There are multiple ways to access values. 1. Using @value annotation, most common. Example import org spring framework.beans.factory.annotation.value. Import org spring framework.stereotype.component. App component, public class app config. @value, $sum number. Private string app name. Public string get app name. Return app name. Explanation. Add value means inject property value into variable. Usage, system.out, printing, app config, get app name. Using @configuration properties, best for grouped properties. Application.properties, app.name equals my app, app.version equals 1.0, app.description demo application. Java class import org.springframework.boot.context.properties.configuration properties. Import org.springframework.stereotype.component. Component. @configuration properties. Prefix app. Public class app properties. Private string name. Private string version. Private string description. Getters and setters. Explanation prefix equals app means groups all related properties. Usage. System.out.println. App properties.getName. Using environment object example. Import org springframework.beans.factory.annotation.outordered. Import org springframework.core.env.environment. Import org springframework.stereotype.component. Op component public class env example. @autoaddered private environment env. Public void print value. String name equals n.getProperty app.name. System out println name. Explanation. Environment means programmatic access to properties for using @configuration properties with @enable configuration properties. Useful in configuration classes. Example. @enable configuration properties. App properties class. @configuration public class config. Example concept. Enable binding means use properties cleanly 5. Using @property source custom property files. Example @property source class path custom.properties. Then access using @value. Example concept. Custom file means additional configuration source. Nested properties, example application.properties app.database.url equals jdbc mysql /localhost 3306 db. App.database username root, app.database password pass. Access using @value, @value.database.url, private string db URL. Access using @configuration properties public class, database. Private string URL, private string username, private string password. Example concept. Nested properties means structured mapping default values in @value. You can provide fallback values. Example @value $app.name default app, private string app name. Explanation. If property missing means use default value property priority in Spring Boot. Spring Boot resolves properties in this order. Command line, environment variables, application.properties, default real-world example, Application.properties payment API key equals 12345. Payment timeout equals 5000. Usage and service, @value, payment API key, private string API key. Example concept. External config means secure and flexible. Advantages of external configuration. Advantages include easy to change values without code changes, environment-specific configuration, secure handling of sensitive data, better maintainability. Example concept. Config outside code means flexible application limitations. Challenges include incorrect key names cause errors, missing values may break application, too many properties can become hard to manage. Example concept. Wrong config means runtime issues, common mistakes, typo in property key app.name instead of app.name, missing @component. Class must be managed by Spring. Forgetting getters setters in @configuration properties, not enabling configuration properties. Example concept. Incorrect setup means value not injected. Best practices use @configuration properties for grouped configs. Use @value for single values. Keep properties organized. Use profiles for environment separation. Example concept. Clean config means maintainable system concepts learned. How to access properties in Spring Boot. @value annotation usage. @configuration properties mapping. @environment-based configuration. @real-world configuration patterns. Simple definition. Accessing application.properties. Reading configuration values from the properties file and using them inside your Spring Boot application. Final summary. Spring Boot provides multiple ways to access values from application.properties, including @value for simple use, @configuration properties for structured data environment, for dynamic access. These methods allow developers to keep configuration separate from code, making applications more flexible and maintainable. Understanding this concept is essential for Spring Boot development, configuration management, and scalable application design.